Well, hello all and welcome back to the Pipe Cottage. We're traveling, of course, but I wanted to share with you an article that I noticed this morning on the American Thinker website. Now, I don't keep up with them as much as I used to. They've published some of my work in the past, so I think a lot of what they do is good stuff. But today, there was an excellent article that may be of interest to you, entitled "Smoking, Obesity, and Chesterton's Fence." Now, I don't know who the author is. Bill Ponton is his name. I don't know anything about him, but I really enjoyed this very small piece, and I wanted to share it with you. The percentage of the U.S. population that smoked tobacco in 1975 was 40%. That figure has declined steadily in the intervening years. And today, only 11% of the population are smokers. Now, of course, we know that most of those people are cigarette smokers. They're not pipe smokers. Knowing what we do about tobacco's risk to health, we can confidently identify the decline in smokers as progress in the realm of public health. Now, of course, I would qualify that to be far more specific to industrialized cigarettes, not pipe tobacco. However, this is interesting. Over the same period, the percentage of the U.S. population defined as obese has climbed from 12% of the U.S. population to 42%. Rarely does one find a correlation as striking as the inverse correlation between the smoking and obesity rates over this 50-year period. Might our public health officials be celebrating their victory over tobacco smoking prematurely? Now, I'm not going to go down to, you can go read the article yourself. He's mentioned somebody's Twitter post, and I'm not interested in all that. But he's talking about a guy, a billionaire, who's pointing out food and soft drink industrial complex and government's oversight of our citizens' health as being a problematic issue. He said so the author says he may be right in doing so, but he may also be overlooking other significant factors rather than increased sugar consumption, the decrease in tobacco consumption. The obvious one is tobacco smoking, is what he says. Beyond the empirical data that shows an almost perfect inverse correlation between smoking and obesity, there's the well-known effect that smoking has on reducing one's appetite. On an anecdotal level, I witnessed it with several close relationships in my life. However, like many things in our society, it is taboo to imply that the public health campaign to stamp out tobacco use was not a resounding success. Whereas an earlier generation glamorized smoking in film and print, the present generation is repulsed by those earlier images. And there's one more paragraph in this short blog post, but I wanted to stop right there for a second. I've been saying this for the past 3 to 4 years. We don't have a clear or a complete picture of why Americans are in such poor health. It does have a lot to do with processed foods. I believe that firmly. But I think it has far less to do with tobacco consumption. And so it's still taboo in many places to fire up a pipe. Many places in public areas won't let you do it anymore. It didn't used to be that way. And so listen to this final paragraph. And he's mentioning G.K. Chesterton here. This all reminds me of the concept of Chesterton's fence, and many of you are already familiar with this, coined by G.K. Chesterton, which emphasizes the importance of understanding the history and purpose of an existing structure before attempting to change or remove it. A warning against hasty actions by reformers who fail to grasp the underlying logic or benefits of the established thing. Now, pipe smoking is just one example of many things that we have allowed the government and popular culture to tell us we should not enjoy anymore. Now, and I would not compare this to obvious sinful actions. I don't think that smoking tobacco is an inherent sin. I think that a life not managed by temperance and moderation is very much a sin, but that can apply to anything that you put in your body, not only tobacco, but food and so forth. So you've got to be very, very careful. I thought it was an interesting little piece. It demonstrates to me that more people, more Americans, are starting to wake up to the fact that the nanny state is not a good thing. Allowing the government to dictate how we live, particularly when it comes to tobacco in our context, I think that more people are beginning to push back against it. Now, I am not going to tell people that you've got to smoke a pipe. That's not the point here. I'm not even encouraging somebody to smoke a pipe. What I'm simply saying is that this is a question that often comes up when somebody begins to smoke a pipe. They are worried about how the government has treated the issue, and quite frankly, the medical profession over the past 40 to 50 years. But this putting it in sort of a Chestertonian context is unique, and I think it makes a lot of sense. A warning against hasty actions by reformers who fail to grasp the underlying logic or benefits of the established thing. Personally, I think that pipe smoking has a lot of benefits. It reduces stress. It does tend to curb the appetite, and there's been some excellent research in recent years about the health benefits of nicotine. Now, if I had said something like that when I was coming up in my parents' household, ooh, that was very much taboo, and it still is in many evangelical Christian circles in America. But folks, at the end of the day, I think we got bigger fish to fry. More and more of the way we think about life is being controlled by sort of a corporate, bureaucratic system that is lurking in the background. And it can apply to several different aspects of American life. I can't speak to other countries. But anyway, I thought that would be a wonderful little article to share with you today. You can find it on the American Thinker website. It's written by Bill Ponton. It was published today, August 29th, 2025, which, by the way, is the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. And I thought about doing a video on that, but there's enough of publicity and people talking about it today. But I remember it well. But maybe we will talk about it at some point in the next few days. But in the meantime, it is Labor Day weekend. We're going to go and enjoy the great outdoors with the family. And this is Alan Harrelson with the Pipe Cottage. Thank you for stopping by.